Welcome to day 4, our final day of season 27 of the Vigilant Prayer series. The verse that I have for us to meditate on today is Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. And here's what it says. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Now, every time I read this verse, it seems a little unrealistic. How is it possible to always think of something that is true, that is noble, that is right? How is it possible to always? It's natural that there would be worries. It's natural that there would be insecurities. It is natural that my thoughts would stray. It is natural. But this verse encourages us that if anything is excellent or admirable or praiseworthy, think about those things. And it is such a challenge that I want to pose before us in this last day of the series, that as we bring our thoughts as an act of surrender to the Lord, as we bring our hearts as an act of surrender to the Lord, I'm hoping that the Lord has revealed to us idols of our heart, areas that are not pleasing to Him when He takes a glimpse at our heart. When He looks at the state of our hearts, I'm hoping that He has revealed to us areas that are taking His place. Because He wants to sit at the throne of our heart. He longs to be the ruler of our hearts. When people love each other and they write letters to each other, it is so much of what is on their heart that is flowing out. It is so much of that love, what is occupying their hearts and their minds, that is the expression in every form of expression that is coming out. And that is what it's saying here, that depending on what is ruling my heart, if there are idols that are ruling my heart, and if we have brought it at the feet of the Lord. Now this is a process. The Lord will keep revealing various idols as we grow on a closer walk with the Lord. He will keep revealing to us various idols of our life that do not reflect Him, that He is not pleased with. And as He's reflecting those idols, He sees more and more of Himself in us. And I think one of the aspects of His reflection is this: whatever is true, not what is false. Whatever is noble, not what is ignoble. Whatever is right, not only focusing on the wrongs. Whatever is pure, and not only looking at the impure things. Whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. Now the tendency, our human tendency, is to just look, have those negative, skeptical, judgmental glasses on. That everything I see around me, I feel attitude of complaining, looking at things that I don't have versus things that I have, looking at what I lack versus the blessings that I have. What is it of the Lord that is seen in all my actions, in everything that I do? I look at my neighbor, am I wishing that I had those things? I'm looking at my friends' jobs, am I wishing that I was in their place? Am I looking at other marriages and wishing that I was there? Those thoughts and those attitudes reflect the idols of our heart. And I want to leave us with this challenge of Philippians 4 verse 8, where God is saying, look at what I've done. Let us see more of Him in everything around us. Well, maybe somebody has a better job than I do. Maybe somebody has children who are performing better than my children. Maybe somebody has a better house and a better car than I do. But when I look at those things, is my heart filled with gratitude for what God has done in my life? When I'm thinking of the future, is my heart just filled with insecurity and grief and hopelessness? Or can I look at today, look at God's faithfulness and say, thank you, Lord, for who you are in my life today and what you are going to be tomorrow. I don't know what that's going to look like, but thank you for what that is going to look like. And here is Philippians chapter 4 verse 8 that says, look at whatever is true. There will always be things around us, because God is a living God. He's always working. There will always be reasons for us to look around and find His footprints in our lives and things around us. The beautiful scenery that is there. Thank you, Lord, that I have a roof above my head. Thank you, Lord, that I have food on my table. Thank you for a lovely family. Thank you that just every single thing that I notice around me. May our hearts be filled with gratitude and worship to the Lord who's always at work, who's always faithful. Maybe today seems worrying, tomorrow seems bleak, it seems hazy. But He is a faithful God, and that is not hazy. And therefore, let us always be filled with a heart that is grateful, a heart of worship that can just break into worship even in the midst of difficult situations. May our eyes, like Peter, be fixed. Let our gaze be fixed. Peter's eyes were wavering, and when his eyes wavered, he started to sink. And may our eyes be fixed on Jesus, that despite being in the storm, we can look at Him and know that He has our future in His hands.